the right soil for your plants, come to Merrifield Garden Center. We know plants.
Good morning, America. Breaking news. The FAA races to inspect hundreds of planes after that deadly mid-air explosion that killed a mother of two. New details about those terrifying moments, what went wrong, and an exclusive with the friends and family of that hero pilot whose nerves of steel helped her land the jet.
An ABC News exclusive. The two men arrested at a Philadelphia Starbucks, sparking outrage across the country. Now here this morning, telling their story for the first time. The hours they spent in police custody. Their meeting with the Starbucks CEO. The interview only on GMA.
Pulling back the curtain. Magician David Copperfield takes the stand, forced to reveal in court the secret behind one of his most famous tricks.
And saved by a surfer, the legendary Laird Hamilton, using his own boat to rescue at least 70 people trapped by record rain and devastating floods in Hawaii.
We're just trying to get, the most vulnerable people out of those low-lying areas.
And now, the new concerns this morning about more rain coming.
Live in Times Square, this is GMA with Robin Roberts, George Stephanopoulos, and Michael Strahan.
And good morning, America. Hope you all are well this Thursday morning. Welcome back, Michael.
Thank you. It's good to be back, and I'm back just in time. I'm looking forward to, Robin, your big interview with those young men who were arrested at Starbucks.
Dante and Rashawn, yes, they haven't spoken until this morning, and they're going to tell their side of the story about what happened. It was just a week ago today there at that Starbucks in Philadelphia. That's ahead, but first we're going to begin with the latest on that deadly engine explosion on a Southwest Airlines flight. Concerns are growing that other planes could be at risk. Airlines are now speeding up inspections of their fleets. ABC's David Curley is there in Philadelphia with more. Good morning, David.
Morning, Robin. Action this morning after that stunning engine failure and death. The FAA says it's going to order inspections of higher use 737s. But that's a directive that's been debated and considered since last year after a similar incident also on a Southwest aircraft. This morning, the FAA taking action, ready to order inspections of at least 220 jet engines after investigators say a broken fan blade caused the left engine to rip apart on that Southwest flight. Debris blowing out this window, sucking passenger Jennifer Reardon partway out at 30,000 feet. She later died of her injuries of blunt force trauma. It was an emergency landing in Philadelphia with parts of the aircraft found in at least 3 locations in Pennsylvania. Investigators examining that evidence this morning, along with the remnants of the shredded engine. A source telling ABC News this engine failure is similar to one in 2016, also on a Southwest aircraft. The fuselage damaged but not pierced. Are you alarmed at this point that these two might be connected?
Well, I'm certainly alarmed that this happened here a couple of days ago. I'm very alarmed by that, and we want to find out what happened.
This comes as we learn new details about what happened in those terrifying minutes on board.
Southwest 1380 has an engine fire descending.
As soon as that left engine was ripped apart, the jet banks severely to the left, more than 40 degrees. A normal steep bank is 25 degrees. For 22 minutes, the engine is violently shaking, vibrating out of balance. Worried, the pilots decide to keep up their speed so they have better control while landing, hitting the pavement at 190 miles an hour, 55 miles an hour faster than a normal landing. Passengers praising the pilot and co-pilot for their quick thinking, as well as the ordinary men and women who rushed to help their fellow passengers. Texas ranch worker Ted McGinty was sitting across from Reardon. As her body began to fly out the window, he rushed to hold her down.
The guy helped, and we got her pulled in, and they tried to resuscitate her.
Andrew Needham, a fireman, ran over to help. He administered CPR, while McGinty blocked the window with his body. Now, on these fan blade inspections, American Airlines says it started last year when this order was being talked about. Southwest says it is now in accelerated inspection mode as we speak. As we mentioned, Robin, 220 engines was the estimate last year. There are more than 13,000 of these engines in service. We don't know how many they're actually going to end up inspecting until we see that order in the next couple of weeks.
We will see. David, thank you. Michael?
All right, thank you, Robin. Let's bring in our contributor, aviation expert Steve Ganyard. And Colonel Ganyard, thank you for joining us. And this is such a scary story. Do the investigators know what's happening to these engines yet?
Michael, I think it's important for us to take a step back and think about where this problem is occurring. So when you're getting ready to get on the airplane and you look at the front of that airplane and you see those big blades in the front of the airplane and you see that sort of bullet nose, those blades are connected to a central spindle. Where that connection occurs is where these cracks are occurring, but they're behind the blade, so you can't look at them. They're so fine, so thin, you can't really see them. So you have to get in with an ultrasound, really the same sort of technology that you look at a baby in utero with. And you have to get back in there and do this inspection because you can't see it with your eye. But those cracks are causing these blades to break off and cause these mishaps.
So, and so you just said how they inspect for that with the with the ultrasound and all these other ways to do it. But how often do they inspect these engines in this way? Because we all see when we're on the flight, the pilots walk around, they look at the engine, they can't exactly expect them to see if they're the problem in this way, but how often do they inspect for this problem?
Yeah, that's exactly right. The pilots walk around and they're looking for big damage, like did we hit a bird on the last flight or do we see chips in the blade? Again, these problems are occurring and they're invisible to the naked eye, so it requires a special inspection in the maintenance facilities.
Now, we know during an emergency, we all see the oxygen masks when they become deployed. In some of the pictures from this flight, we see they have the mask over their mouth, but not over their nose. Why is that dangerous?
Michael, I think we're all guilty. We all fly a lot. We get on the airplane and the flight attendants go through their safety brief, pull out the card and look at this, and we all sort of tune that out. This is a good time to go back and say, we need to listen to what the flight attendants say. And they say, put that mask over your nose and mouth, because if you put it just over your mouth and you're breathing through your nose, you're not getting the oxygen. You've got to have it over both so that you're getting the oxygen that's going to allow you to stay conscious as that crew descends the airplane down to lower altitudes where there's more oxygen to breathe without supplementary.
All right, thank you, Colonel Ganner. Sometimes it's just the small details that help out over your mouth and your nose. Make sure we remember that. We're going to hear more from the family of that hero pilot who landed the plane safely. That's just ahead. George.
He has quite a story. We're going to move on now to President Trump in North Korea. The president answered wide-ranging questions about his hopes for a meeting with Kim Jong-un, also left the door open to walk away from them if he doesn't get what he wants. Our chief White House correspondent John Carl is at Mar-a-Lago with the latest. Good morning, John.
Good morning, George. President Trump is predicting that his planned summit with Kim Jong-un will be an historic moment and maybe even something more than that. But he is also declaring that if talks aren't going well, he'll walk away. The president is sounding more and more eager to have his summit meeting with Kim Jong-un and optimistic about ridding North Korea of nuclear weapons.
There is a bright path available to North Korea when it achieves denuclearization in a complete and verifiable and irreversible way. It will be a great day for them. It will be a great day for the world.
But standing next to Japan's prime minister, the president vowed to drive a hard bargain. And the first rule of any good negotiation, you've got to be willing to walk away.
We've never been in a position like this with that regime. I hope to have a very successful meeting. If we don't think it's going to be successful, Mark, we won't have it. If the meeting, when I'm there, is not fruitful, I will respectfully leave.
And he said there will be no backing down from the ultimate goal.
We will not repeat the mistakes of previous administrations. Our campaign of maximum pressure will continue until North Korea denuclearizes.
In a sign of the president's eagerness to have the meeting, he is not insisting on preconditions. CIA Director Mike Pompeo made his secret Easter weekend meeting to North Korea to help set up the summit, but he returned without winning the release of 3 Americans now being detained by North Korea.
We fought very hard to get Otto Warmbier back. We are likewise fighting very diligently to get the 3 American citizens back. I think there's a good chance of doing it.
One of the thorniest issues now being discussed is where this summit will take place. The president said it won't be in the United States, that he's looking at 5 different locations. I am told that North Korea has been ruled out as a location, and so has China. But the bottom line, George, is finding a place that is both secure and acceptable to both sides is no easy task.
Yeah, and a place that the North Koreans can fly without borrowing a plane is also a factor there as well, John. Meantime, Mike Pompeo, the CIA director who made that secret trip to North Korea, also the president's nominee for Secretary of State, his confirmation process running into some turbulence.
It sure is. It's not clear it's going to get out of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee with a positive vote because Rand Paul, a strong supporter of the president's, says that he is adamantly opposed to the Pompeo nomination. Now, in response to a direct call from the president, he has agreed to meet with Pompeo, but says it will take a lot to get him to change his mind.
Right, but even if the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, John, doesn't approve him, he could still get approved on the floor of the Senate.
He can still get approved on the floor of the Senate, George, but the Republicans have a single vote majority right now, and all Democrats right now are lined up against him. So this could be a very, very close vote. The White House is confident ultimately he will be confirmed, but it will be a nail-biter.
John Carl, thanks very much. Robin?
All right, George, now to those deadly fires tearing across the Southwest. At least 24 burning this morning, scorching hundreds of thousands of acres. Rob is tracking them, and Rob, a new storm system is bringing more wind today?
Yeah, more wind today, and here are your fires, most of which, Robin, are across western parts of Oklahoma and the Texas Panhandle, where there's extreme drought right now, including this fire that has burned nearly 300,000 acres, the Ray Fire. That's 500 square miles. It's taken out 50 homes. There's been a number of injuries and fatalities as well. And these red cedar trees, they're explosive. They've got a lot of sap, a lot of oil that just really causes them to explode when they're touched with the flames. Also in parts of eastern Colorado, El Paso County, seeing homes damaged and destroyed there, and they're fighting those fires. Here's the next storm that's coming into the southwest. Extreme fire conditions expected today across parts of Arizona and through parts of New Mexico. This eventually will bring rain to Oklahoma, but today is going to be a critical day for sure. Robin?
It really will. All right, Rob, thank you. Michael?
And go now to that massive power outage in Puerto Rico. Residents facing the worst blackout since Hurricane Maria. Take a look at this. The baseball stadium where the Indians and Twins played last night. It is one of the only places with light. ABC's Victor Okendo has the latest. And Victor, power is slowly starting to come back.
Good morning, Michael. Crews worked through the night, and officials say that power has been restored for nearly 650,000 customers. But much of Puerto Rico is waking up in darkness yet again after the second major power outage in less than a week.
This is the moment the power went out in Puerto Rico, caught on camera by ESPN in a pregame Major League Baseball ceremony. This morning, much of Puerto Rico is waking up in darkness yet again. Wednesday's blackout knocking out power to all of the island's 1.4 million customers, the latest setback for the U.S. territory, still struggling to recover from Hurricane Maria 7 months ago. The outage creating gridlock, with streetlights out, some Puerto Ricans jumping out of their cars to help direct traffic, transit workers helping passengers off a stalled train, and these familiar scenes, cars lining up at gas stations, generators revving up. Officials say an excavator accidentally downed a transmission line, leading to the mass outage.
I have to make business to make the money to buy a generator, so it's getting more difficult if every week we got power off.
San Juan's mayor saying the total power outage in Puerto Rico pinpoints the fact that we are still in a very fragile state and our electrical system is weak at best. Officials said the outage would last 24 to 36 hours. The priority for crews, restoring power to hospitals, airports, and water pumping systems, followed by homes and businesses.
And Puerto Rico's governor says he wants to cancel the contract with the subcontractor responsible for the outage. Making matters even worse, hurricane season is just around the corner. George, the official start date is June 1st.
It is back already. Okay, Victor, thanks very much. Now to David Copperfield, taking the stand, forced to publicly reveal how he performs one of his biggest tricks after a man was injured at a show and sued. ABC's TJ Holmes here with the details. You got it down, TJ?
Well, George, I still don't know how they pull a rabbit out of a hat. But in this case, David Copperfield makes 13 people disappear on stage and reappear at the back of the room. Well, because a man was injured after he disappeared, we now know exactly how this trick works. And here's a hint, George. It's not magic.
Thank you so much for spending this evening.
The world's most famous magician forced in a courtroom to pull back the curtain on one of his most famous tricks. David Copperfield was grilled in a courtroom about what happened the night an audience member, Gavin Cox, was injured while participating in one of his illusions.
You're not responsible to him. Yes or no?
I don't think we're responsible.
Did you know that Mr. Cox was injured during your illusion?
No.
Cox says he was part of the vanishing crowd illusion where 13 members disappear from a cage suspended above the stage, then magically reappear at the back of the audience. Cox says he was rushed off the stage and slipped and fell into a dark construction zone, causing permanent brain damage. Copperfield's team was forced to reveal that instead of actually disappearing, the people are actually rushed to a different location through a series of backstage passages and hotel corridors inside the MGM Grand.
What were you doing when you went that path that particular night? Did you run it? Did you walk it? Did you trot it? That's my question.
Fast walk.
For his part, Copperfield says he only found out Cox was hurt after he sued the magician a year after the accident.
Am I correct, sir, that Mr. Cox was injured and you didn't know about it?
I found out a year later when we were sued.
When it happened, you didn't know about it, correct?
Correct.
That was my question.
Mr. Cox is suing for unspecified damage. He's suing Copperfield, suing MGM, and also the construction company. This is something, guys, that Copperfield has performed for some 10 years. We don't know if he'll be able to continue with it as a part of the show since the secret is out.
Ooh, we'll wait and see. All right, TJ, thank you. Now to Hawaii. Record rainfall, flooding, devastating the islands. A famous surfer is coming to the rescue. Laird Hamilton helping save dozens of stranded people, and ABC's Whit Johnson has the story.
In Kauai, more than 2 feet of rain in just 24 hours this week, a single-day record. Roads swallowed up, homes knocked off their foundations. The Coast Guard evacuating more than 340 people in some of the hardest hit areas. The Gwilliam family, here on vacation, shocked at the arrival of their big wave hero. Professional surfer and Kauai resident Laird Hamilton.
Legendary surfer Laird Hamilton has pioneered the sport of riding huge waves.
My husband was like, oh my gosh, Laird Hamilton's coming to pick us up in a boat. This is pretty crazy.
Manning his own rescue boat.
Up and down, rock and roll.
With the help of locals, Hamilton rescued at least 70 people, including this group of more than a dozen young girls at a camp. Friend and fellow pro surfer Layla Hurst is one of the organizers.
It was awesome, and the parents trusted them, and we all felt really safe.
We're just trying to get, the most vulnerable people out of those low-lying areas. And obviously little girls, in that situation they were taking priority.
But the surfing icon getting emotional, speaking about the scope of the devastation, what he calls the island's worst flooding in decades.
The bottom line is first of all, it's your life. And then after that, you lose everything you've ever had. And it's for real.
And Hamilton is using the Hawaiian word ohana, which means family, to describe the community there in Kauai, rallying together to help each other. Again, more rain is expected today. Those flash flood watches remain in effect until tomorrow. Robin?
All right, Whit, thank you. And family is so important to the Hamilton family. He's married to Gabrielle Reese, who used to play volleyball, and together they are trying to make a difference. And they love the islands.
So clear.
It's not surprising at all that they're doing whatever they can to help.
Yeah, if you know him, you're really not surprised
Both
at
of
all.
them.
You're right about that. We're going to go back over to Rob. And Rob, we heard Whit say that there's more rain coming to Hawaii.
Yeah, we may have some more scenes like this, which we saw over the weekend. A number of factors coming together over the islands now, including a trough, deep moisture, and those trade winds. So flash flood watches remain up for all the islands through today and maybe drying out some tomorrow. But obviously, the ground is saturated, so we're very, very concerned. Time now for your wind chill forecast, brought to you by Downey, Protect, and Fresh.
Oh, sorry, I'm late, sir. Had a doctor's appointment.
When you said you were at the doctor, but your shirt says you were at a steakhouse, that's when you know. It's half washed. Now from Downey Fabric Conditioner comes Downey Odor Protect with 24-hour odor protection. Downey's powerful formula conditions fibers to lock out odors all day.
Hey, your shirt's making me hungry.
Oh, Derek.
Downey, and it's done.
A milder start today. Now, today is not going to be filled with the sunshine as what we had yesterday. Some clouds and even some passing light showers that will come through noon until 3 o'clock today. Our temperatures pretty much this afternoon in the 50s. Look at this weekend. We're 60 degrees on Saturday. There's your Earth Day on Sunday, starting out in the upper 30s to lower 40s. The high 64 degrees on Sunday. Also looking dry. We'll track our next weather maker next week, coming in Tuesday, Wednesday.
Coming up, we have that ABC News exclusive. The two men arrested in a Philadelphia Starbucks, Dante and Rashawn, they're sparking nationwide outrage. Both of those gentlemen are here on GMA telling their story for the first time.
The typical vacuum head